Alright guys, we're back in the old Poverty Play place. We are still working on the old street tractor here. We got a new product from boys over at, that's right, Power Driven Diesel, that we're going to put on the old street tractor. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. Alright, there you guys see a PDD billet fuel filter mount with that old cat unit right there, 1R0750. So you're going to ask yourself, what is the benefits of running a thick girl like this versus the traditional fuel filter? Well, to be honest with you, you've got 2 microns of filtration on that unit right there. And also the fuel volume. You have way more fuel volume in that fuel filter housing than you will with a traditional fuel filter. So let's go ahead and get into this one. Alright, so what do you get? So you get the fuel filter housing itself, the head itself. You need to possibly order the stud for the cat filter, that unit right there. They're going to get you, obviously, all the fittings you need. They send you the larger line, so you're going away from that 3/16 line to a 1/4 inch, if I'm not mistaken here. So yeah, you're going to a much larger line than factory. And on top of that, they do send you the copper crush washers and the bolt if you want to go ahead and block off the return, and as well as the fittings. These are flat faced JIC going into the filter head. So let's go ahead and get everything assembled and let's get started. Alright, so first things first, you got your filter head right here, and then you also have the stud for the cat filter. Boom, right there. What you want to do, you got one end that's going to be for the filter, and then you have the one that's going into the filter head. So you want to apply a little 545 on the threads to seat it to the head. Now you don't need to go crazy, this shit's expensive, but just a little bit. There you go. And just thread it into the filter head, just like so. No big deal here, guys. Alright, you want to clean off any excess, obviously, into the filter head. And the next step is you want to go ahead and grab the fittings that are going to go in and out on the filter head. And they are 22 millimeter. Again, like I spoke of earlier, they are O-ring to JIC. So take the time right now and pre-lube your O-rings with whatever lubricant you so choose. I just happen to have a little bit of the Hot Shots Adrenaline Assembly Lube. And like I said, just thread them right into the filter head, tighten them down snug. Again, you got an O-ring seal there, so you don't need to go apeshit crazy. Alright, so in the kit, they're going to send you 2 lengths of hose, alright? So the shorter length hose is going to get 2 90s that you're going to go ahead and assemble yourself. And then the longer hose is going to get the 2 45s again, assemble yourself. One thing I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, if you are indexing the hoses, by that means how you're putting the fitting ends on your hoses, do them perpendicular, so the opposite way. So you got one going one way, one going the other. That will make it a heck of a lot easier for installs. A little WD-40 on the ends inside the hose and a little bit of vice action. You can press those on, no big deal. You don't need to heat them or anything like that. Pretty basic there. Alright, so a couple of things of note. So you're going to have your factory mounting hardware right on the top of the intake shelf. You're going to have, obviously, the supply to your injection pump, which is that 19 millimeter banjo right there. And then that line itself going into the top of your filter head. And then the return line, if you had your injectors installed, would go also plumbed into that filter head. So we're going to go ahead and remove the existing filter head that I have on the truck, and then we're going to install the new PDD one. Alright, so now you've got the banjo fitting out of the pump. Now you've got to access the line off your transfer pump if you're still running a factory style transfer pump. Which, if you guys see right there, just take a 9/16 wrench and just go ahead and wind that out, because we're going to go ahead and put in one of PDD's fittings. The beautiful thing is now we can get rid of these trash pipes, and now we actually have bigger fuel lines going into the pump from the filter head and supply into the filter head. So that right there is awesome. Let's go ahead and get this unit installed. All right, so you have two identical fittings right here. Both these fittings, one's going to go into the injection pump and the other one's going to go on the outlet side of the transfer pump. They are both the same. The side that has the O-ring, that's going into the pump, both pumps. And then obviously the JIC side, which is the conical side, that's going to be for the lines. So let's go ahead and get them installed and we'll go from there. Well, boys, there you have it, completely installed. Now, right now my injectors are currently off at PDD getting tested. It's the return line I didn't hook up, but it's pretty much, if you've taken it all apart, reassemble, they include the copper washers so you can reseal it. Aside from that, that unit right there goes in better than factory in my opinion. You have the hydraulic connections, which makes it better, and you obviously are running a larger fuel line. Doesn't get any better than that, boys. Below I'm going to have the link for it so you guys can go over to Power Driven Diesel and go ahead and pick yourself up one. Get the cat filter option. Just do it. Just do it. It's going to be worth it for you, filtration wise. And well, at the end of the day, you look like all the cool, fast guys out there. So do what you guys always do. Like, share, subscribe. P-Pump the world. I'll see you guys in the next video.